Hello everybody and welcome back to the Snapthis channel, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 features that you should be utilising in the Snapchat application, and if you don't, you're definitely going to learn something new that's going to improve your Snapchat experience. Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Caroline and today we're going to be talking about some Snapchat features that I think you should use in the Snapchat application if you don't already. These are all new features that have come out between the years of 2019 and 2020, so this is why this video is called Things You Should Use in Snapchat in 2020, because I just think that having these extra tools to your belt is going to make you use Snapchat a little bit more, especially for some of the hidden features that you don't even realise you can use. Some are time savers and some are just really useful to know about. Now, a small disclaimer, I have tried to design this video today to be both Android and iOS friendly, so both phones should have these features. However, you might find with your device it may not be on there. Let us know in the comment section below what device you have and if there's a feature missing, because it'd be interesting to see how Snapchat's different over different devices. They don't intentionally design it to miss out features, but some phones might not be developed in a way that that feature can work. And I don't know the full techniques of Snapchat, but I can certainly tell you that it's not as easy as just copy and pasting onto a different device. So the first thing on Snapchat you should try out is the cake emoji, and what this actually does is when you go over to the search screen, this is where you can search your friends, group chats and lenses, and if you stick the cake emoji on its own, what this will actually do is show you everyone on your friends lists whose birthday it is today. Because obviously the birthday cake emoji does appear next to your friends on the friends screen whenever it's their birthday, but if you don't talk to this person regular, then they're not going to be at the top of the screen. If you were to put the birthday cake emoji in the search box, this will show you all your friends that will be having a birthday for today. My next 2 features I'd like to talk about are to do with the Snapchat camera. One of these is one of the features I expect might not be in all devices, but give it a whirl and let me know. The first thing I'd like to talk about though is the Snapchat lenses. So my second tip for today is knowing that you can favorite Snapchat lenses. There's nothing worse than trying to find the perfect lens and trying to send a selfie. If there's those lenses that you prefer, what you can now do is if you hit the information icon on any lens, you can hit favorite, and this will always be in lens tray. So when you open up the carousel, at the bottom right you'll see search, and in there at the top is your favorite lenses. And I do this all the time to get the lenses I use on a daily basis, whether they just make me look good or I like using them because they mention the date and time and it sort of shows that this Snapchat is more personal. Feature number 3 is Multisnap. Now this is one of the new features that might not be available on all phones, so I do apologise if I advertise this and you open Snapchat and it's not a thing. But over in the toolbar, that's at the top right of Snapchat, if you press the little down arrow, it'll show you all the features that you can use with the Snapchat camera. And in there should be one with 2 squares, and that is Multisnap. Now what is Multisnap? Interesting question. How do you explain this feature? Essentially what it allows you to do is once Multisnap is enabled, you'll notice in the capture button, which is the circle at the bottom, there's now a plus. And if you start taking pictures, it doesn't stop and make you edit it. What it actually does is saves it into a little tray down the bottom. So every time you press the plus, it saves it into a little tray, which you can come back to later. Now with Multisnap there is a limit of how many photos you can actually store in that tray, and the maximum is 10. This is 10 photos though, and in a very rushed situation this is awesome, because I know when I've been at parties or I've been taking lots of photos of something that's going to happen very quickly, the worst thing is taking a photo, putting it on your story, rushing it and noticing a spelling mistake because you've rushed it to try and get back to the camera to then take another photo. But with Multisnap you just take, you take, you take, and then when you've finished with the big rush, as I called it, you then do edit and send, and you can delete photos if you don't want them, you can add captions to them, and it's just a more relaxed experience in, like I said, a rushed environment with Snapchat. And I've been in those situations where you just want to keep using your Snapchat camera, you don't use your typical camera because you want to put it on Snapchat and have the best quality with the Snapchat and maybe the odd filter here and there. So it is really good for you to be able to just store those photos without having to rush. Now it also allows you to lock the phone when doing this, but I wouldn't recommend it as much because there might be the ability of losing it, and I'm not sure these Snapchats will be able to be saved halfway through. So you can lock your phone, it's just not a recommendation. Also with Multisnap, and this has really taken me off guard, you can do up to 6 minutes worth of videoing with the Snapchat camera. I thought this would actually lock at maybe 2 or 3 videos, but after testing it, I got to record up to 6 minutes because you can do 10 60-second videos in one, which can also be trimmed down with the edit and trim tool, which is fantastic, and you can send those off to your story. And if you think about it, you've practically just made your own Snapchat show, because I don't even think some of them get to 6 minutes long. So you can record and take up to 10 photos. It's up to you. You can also mix and match between the two. You can do 10 instances of either photos or videos, or a combination of both. Tip number 4 is definitely my favourite from this list, and probably the most recent feature to come to Snapchat. It's called Snapchat Shortcuts, and it is amazing. I recently did a video about it, and everything I said in that video I still stick by. I think it's a very powerful feature and a very good way of communicating with your friends fast. What it allows you to do is select a group of friends, categorise them by an emoji, and when you come to send a Snapchat, you select that emoji, and you can select all or choose specific friends from that group. This is found in the send screen. It's a bit of a weird one to find, but just take a picture, press send, pull down, and at the top there you'll see some shortcuts. If you haven't got one, it will be promoting to use the shortcuts feature, but this is where you can select those group of friends, choose the emoji, and you're ready to go. Now, this has even improved my Snapchat experience, because for me, I never used to do Snapchat streaks, which is the daily snap you send your friends, and the reason why is because I'd always forget, and I chat to too many people in the blue messages that they get pushed down and down and down and down. So for me it never worked, but ever since the Snapchat shortcuts have come out, I've put everyone who wanted to start streaks with me in a group, and I send them a unique Snapchat every day, not the generic S or streaks. I try and put some effort in. I then press send, choose the flame, select all, and I send my daily streak off. And then it's up to my friends to respond, but I found the shortcut really helpful, to the point where I have a streak of 40 now with someone I never used to do Snapchat streaks with. And 40 I know sounds a small number in the Snapchat community, but for me, who's never done streaks, I'm impressed by it. I've never actually gone that high. So as you can see, you can do this for streaks, you can do this for your best friends, you could categorize your family, a sports group, whatever you like. You can make the most of the Apple and Android emojis to choose what you want to categorize your friends with. And I've not hit a limit. I think I've got 7 groups at the moment, and I do use them, and I've found them very useful. So if you don't, please try them out now. And the final tip, which is tip number 5, which feels like 5 tips in this one because there are so many different variants of what I'm about to talk about, but these are Snapchat Minis, something that they spoke about in the Snapchat Partnership Summit 2020, the newest feature to come to Snapchat, and my God, they're called Minis, but really they're biggies, because there's quite a few things that are inside these minis. And these, by the way, are found through the Snapchat Games, which is inside the chats, which are individual to you and your friends and group chats. You'll see a little rocket, and in there you've got games, but you've also got a tab for minis. Now my minis are, I've got 4 at the moment, but I live in the UK, and minis really change on where you live, because some are developed for America, some will be developed for the UK, India, etc. So you might find in your list you don't have what I have. I think I have the pretty standard list though, so you should have these ones. And there's a fair few I'd like to point out and show you why you should use these. So let's talk about Let's Do It. Now, Let's Do It is a decision maker for you and your friends. Have you got a tough question that you can't answer or make your mind up about? You can take it over to Let's Do It. You can choose takeaway meals, movies, TV shows, or things even to do with this application. You just find the right category, press pick randomly, and it will choose for you. You can even add your own options into the presets, like the takeaway menu. You can add maybe the chip shop if you want to, if that's not included by Snapchat's defaults. You can add that in, and then every time you press pick randomly, it will give you one of the random options. You can also in this application make your own section. So if it doesn't cover anything, you want to do video games, you could then make your own section called video games, put a list of games in, and when your friends say, what do you want to play? Pick randomly, and it will choose from the list. That is what Let's Do It is. It is definitely one of the most entertaining little minis they've put in so far. And Snapchat, have you realised you may have made a party game there? Another one of the minis that you should check out is the Prediction Master. And when you open this up, you see yourself around a crystal ball. And what this is about is just predictions on sport, news, and basically you can choose what you think is going to happen in predictions, share it to your story, and then there's certain time frames for these, and then what happens is it will tell you what everyone else predicted over time. So it's a good little application to just guess sports results, what's going to go on in the news, technology news, and it's just one of those things to keep you up with the modern trends and what's going on. The next mini I'd like to draw your attention to is called Flashcards. This one's really good for studying. During the pandemic in the UK, we can't really travel around as much, but if you wanted to study with your friends, you can use Snapchat for flashcards, and it's pretty decent, and it's also pretty secure as well to the conversation. So this application and Let's Do It is locked to the specific group chat or chat that it's opened up in, so it is sort of private. And what you can do with these flashcards is practice and rehearse any topic you like with your friends. And the final mini I'd like to draw your attention to is called Headspace. Now you might recognise that name from the App Store. Headspace is a mindfulness and meditation application designed to help you be stress-free. Now as much on the App Store this is actually an app with a subscription, the slice with inside Snapchat is all free. There's even no ads. I couldn't imagine something more stressful than seeing an ad halfway through my meditation. But it's a nice little slice of Headspace that you can do with your friends, have like a 6-minute mini meditation as they call, and then send some stickers from the application onto your story. I think this is a great addition. It's nice to see Snapchat thinking about the health of people as well, especially when social media is one of the most stressful things to a teenager or a young adult nowadays. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching Snapthis today. I hope you've enjoyed these 5 tips and you take them away and they change your Snapchat experience. I've tried to pick a list that is fun and things that the average user wouldn't use, because Snapchat is not just a social media platform anymore. It's a gaming platform, it's a media platform. You name it, Snapchat take their application in crazy ways and give you new exciting things every year. I've actually done this video multiple times before, and because Snapchat puts so many different features in that are really useful, I can actually bring one out every year. So this is like my 2020 edition. If of course you're new around here, my name's Carl Lighton and I run the Snapthis show, and we are very close to 20,000 subscribers. So give us a subscribe if you haven't already to support the channel, and if you enjoyed today's video then leave us a like. Let us know in the comment section below what you think of some of these features, and let me know if you haven't got any, because it'll be interesting to see where Snapchat haven't implemented them. But they usually try and make it so it's universal, but obviously it doesn't always happen. Anyway, that is everything I got for you today. Thank you very much for watching the Snapthis channel, and we'll catch you in the next video.